Far beyond the towering hills, nestled in the valley, lay the enchanted village of Shin. The village was graced with breathtaking views and had long been blessed by the river goddess who gifted the palace with men of unmatched strength and beauty. These warriors celebrated their bravery, defended Shin in war, and always returned triumphant. But all the glory came with a price, a sacred law. No member of the royal family was to consume fish from the river. Ebami, a young maiden who served in the palace, had never heard of this forbidden tradition. One evening, as the sun dipped low and the sky glowed in the amber hue, she wandered to the river and caught the most magnificent fish she had ever seen. Excitedly, she prepared a meal for the crown prince, Eric, convinced that he would relish the feast. The prince will love this fish, she whispered to herself, a smile dancing on her lips, unaware that her kind gesture would soon unravel a dark fate for the kingdom. The next morning, chaos erupted in the palace. The crown prince, once full of life, lay motionless in his bed. He could neither speak, walk, nor move. Paralysis gripped his body. No healer, no seer could explain the cause. The air grew thick with fear as the king and queen witnessed helplessly, their hearts heavy with sorrow. Suddenly, an old man, unknown to anyone in the palace, appeared. His voice trembled with age, but carried an eerie weight of uncertainty. He has eaten from the forbidden river, the old man declared, pointing at Ebami. The king, in disbelief, demanded an explanation, his voice urged with anguish. The old man's eyes narrowed as he spoke. She cooked the fish caught from the Shin River. Gasps echoed through the palace as the gravity of the unspoken law became clear. Every maiden knew this rule, every maiden but Ebami. Trembling, Ebami fell to her knees, her eyes filled with tears. She pleaded for her life, but the king, consumed with grief, seized a machete, prepared to deliver justice. Just as the blade was raised, the old man intervened. "You cannot," he said calmly. "I am the guardian of the spirit realm. If you wish to save your son, he once again pointed at Ebami, must speak to the gods of Shin." Before anyone could question him further, the old man vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind. The palace was left in stunned silence, and Ebami was burdened with the impossible task of summoning the goddess. With no guidance, she sat by the river edge, from dawn to dusk, day after day, hoping for a sign. The goddess remained elusive, and Ebami's hope began to wither as the weeks turned into a month. On the final day of the fateful month, weary and broken, Ebami wept at the riverbank. "I did not know," she cried to the flowing rivers. "Please, goddess of Shin, have mercy on me. Heal the prince, I beg of you." From the corner of her eyes, Ebami saw an old woman approach, her steps slow and her face kind. "My child," the woman said softly, "I have traveled far and am in need of food and water." Without hesitation, Ebami stood. "I cannot leave this river," she explained, "but wait here. I will bring you something to eat." She ran to her parents' home, gathered fruits and some of her mom's prepared food, and hurried back to the riverbank. "Here, Mama," she said, offering the old woman the food. "Eat this and take these for your journey." The old woman smiled. Her eyes twinkled with warmth. "For your kindness, this land will remain blessed," she said, placing a glimmering golden pearl in Ebami's hand. "Rub this on the prince's forehead, and he will be healed." Before Ebami could speak, the woman vanished, just as miraculously as she appeared. Filled with a renewed sense of hope, Ebami rushed back to the palace. She followed the woman's instructions, gently rubbing the golden pearl on the crown prince's forehead. As if touched by divine force, the prince stared, his eyes flickering open. He rose from his bed, whole again, as gasps of astonishment filled the palace. The village rejoiced, and the king, overwhelmed with gratitude, forgave Ebami, recognizing that her heart had been pure. Even in her mistake, the river goddess had shown mercy, and Shane was spared from ruins. As for Ebami, she became known throughout the land as the maiden who brought the prince back from the brink of death. And in this time, her name, once whispered in fear, became a song of grace and redemption, passed down through generations. And so Shane, forever protected by the goddess, continues to thrive, its river flowing peacefully as the river basks in the glow of a new dawn.